Well, Belmont stayed hot last night and defeated their top rival. Valpo wins its second straight game, and the hottest team in the Valley, well, they continue to sizzle. Good morning. Harry Schroeder with you. Wednesdays in the Valley, in addition, an extension of valleyhoopsinsider.com. Glad you're with us this morning. In the ever-swirling standings of the Missouri Valley Conference, we began this week's games with 3 teams tied at first place with 6-2 records, 5 more teams with 5-3 records. And one of those first place teams, the Belmont Bruins, was hosting their former Ohio Valley Conference rival Murray State last night. And the Bruins turned a tight 4-point game at halftime into a 15-point win. They knock off the Racers 80-65. The Bruins now 14-6. They're 7-2 in Valley play. 5 of the Bruins reached double figures last night. Player of the Year candidate Ben Shepard was spectacular. He had 23 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. Belmont has won 5 straight games, 20 assists for Casey Alexander's team last night, 12 3-pointers. Murray State struggled to shoot it. They scored just 29% of their long-distance attempts, 37% overall. The Racers are 10-9 now, and they've dropped to 5-4 in Valley play. Well, after losing their first 7 games, Valparaiso, the Beacons, won their second straight one last night. Valpo defeated UIC 76-66. The K-squared offense was in operation again last night. Kobe King and Ben Cricky lead that squad. Kobe King with 24 last night. Didn't make a three-pointer out of all those points, not one three-pointer. Ben Cricky had 16, added 5 assists. Flames guard Toby Okani was spectacular last night, 29 points, 11 rebounds. He's making a bid for sure to be on the all-newcomer team and potentially the Valley's newcomer of the year. The Beacons now have won 2 straight, 2-7 in the league, and they've gone from being tied for 11th and 12th into sole possession of 10th place. The hottest team in the league, Southern Illinois, they've won 3 in a row. They won last night, held serve against Evansville. Final score was 78-70, 10 more points than the Salukis typically allow, but they've won 10 of their last 11 games. Evansville's Marvin Coleman had 25 points, grabbed 9 rebounds. He was outstanding. But SIU's Marcus Damask scored a career-high tying 32 points for the Salukis in the victory. He is in the hunt for the Player of the Year award, obviously, as well. He added 5 rebounds, 4 assists. SIU now 15-5 and tied with Belmont at the top spot with a record of 7-2. Evansville remains winless. They're 0-9 in the league, and they have lost 8 straight games. Now, the 3 more games tonight in the Missouri Valley Conference, Bradley, Indiana State, that's going to be a big one. Bradley 5-3. Indiana State 6-2. Want to keep pace with Belmont and SIU. And the Sycamores may have been and maybe still are the Valley's surprise team, but the Sycamores have lost 2 straight games. And Josh Schertz's team has been the highest scoring team in the league all season long, averaging around 80 points a game. But their last 2, they've scored 61 and 62 points. And he told me Monday that they just have hit a little bit of a shooting slump, admitting that the Valley teams play spectacular defense, but noting that his team is just missing some shots they normally make. It'll be an interesting matchup tonight because Bradley hangs its hat on defense. Bradley's second only to SIU in scoring defense, and they've been in a little bit of a win-1, lose-1 patch here, and we'll see what happens tonight. They need to steal a road win someplace along the line to build some momentum to Brian Wardle's team. They play great defense, and Brian Wardle told me the other day that you get good defensive teams by demanding it in practice, and we heard that the Braves had a warlike practice earlier this week, so we'll see how that plays out. It's Indiana State's offensive system, Bradley's size and defense in that one. It's a 6 o'clock tip on ESPN+. Illinois State's at Northern Iowa. The Redbirds 3-5, and the Panthers are 5-3. That one's a 7 p.m. tip on ESPN+ as well. Both of these teams had winning streaks snapped over the weekend. And, UNI only 6-4 at home this season. Normally, a very difficult team to beat at the McLeod Center. Ben Jacobson's young team is growing up really right in front of our eyes. Of course, we knew Bowen Bourne coming into the season, and he's the league's leading scorer. We knew a little bit about Titan Anderson, and he's the league's leading rebounder. But 3 freshmen and 2 young post players are growing up right in front of us, and they're going to be a handful as this season continues along. First year Illinois State head coach Ryan Peden hopes that he learned something. They lost to Northern at home earlier in the season. Kendall Lewis has been the team's leading scorer and rebounder most of the season, but he's in a little bit of a scoring slump. How he bounces back will be key, but look for Liam McChesney to be a key factor in this game tonight. And finally, Missouri State 9-9, but 5-3 in the league. Drake, preseason favorite Drake, 14-5, 5-3, also in the conference. They play on the Missouri Valley Conference TV network tonight, as well as ESPN Plus. This is a gigantic game. After a slow conference start, Drake has now won 3 straight games. They haven't lost at home since late last season. They're undefeated this year. Preseason player of the year, Tucker DeVries, was in a little bit of a slump, broke out of that nicely with 28 over the weekend. How the Bulldogs handle Missouri State's size, athleticism, versatility, that's going to be a key to watching this one. The Bears switch 1 through 4, sometimes 1 through 5, and you never know who's going to come off of Dana Ford's bench. Brian Trimble, who hadn't played in weeks, played sparingly in their first game last week, then bumped off the bench to be an offensive hero this weekend. They are super, super flexible. Every player on the team has made a starting nod. And Donovan Clay, preseason all-conference player, has seemingly found his offensive niche as well. 6 of his 8 double-digit performances have come in the Bears' last 6 games. Remember our podcast with the Valley's Mike Kern and other Valley media members, courtside chat, that comes your way sometime tomorrow. And we've also heard some recent encouraging news about Art Haynes's physical recovery from different sources and different places. So remember to continue to pray for Art Haynes. And remember, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon.